Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another banger video by your favorite YouTuber here again today, Procrastinator04. If you're reading the title and thumbnail, no, your eyes and ears do not deceive you, ladies and gents. Activision Blizzard, the creators of Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush, also Crash Bandicoot and Overwatch, I think, have been bought by Microsoft Studios, the creators of the Xbox. Now, today I'm going to be reading an article explaining the situation, or probably half of it, I'm not sure. It's an article by the BBC, and if you would like more information on the topic, because I'm not going to read the whole article, so if you would like more information on the topic, you can look up the article. It is currently on screen right now, so you could look it up after the video, or you could find other articles, or go on Twitter, whichever one you please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Microsoft has completed its 69 BN. I'm not sure what BN stands for, so I'm gonna assume it means billion. 69 BN. Oh, by the way, fact check me on that. $69 billion deal, equivalent of 56 billion pounds, takeover of Call of Duty maker Activision Blizzard in the gaming industry's biggest ever deal. It comes as Microsoft, which owns Xbox gaming console, was given the green light for the global deal after UK regulators approved it. The Competition and Markets Authority said its concern had been addressed after it blocked the original bid. Now, the concerns that they are talking about are the fact that there were some concerns that Microsoft would basically have a monopoly over the gaming industry. But in the same vein, I don't think Microsoft will, because let's be honest, Xbox doesn't have that much games. I won't lie. I mean, yeah, they have the Game Pass and all that good stuff, but like noticeable games, yeah, I haven't seen much. I haven't seen much other than Halo and probably like Battlefield, but Battlefield has definitely been to the waters, and some EA games, but I don't think that's exclusive. And also the series, the new consoles that have been coming out, they aren't that good, let's be honest. People have been just dogging on those ever since they came out, probably even before they came out. But yeah, so let's keep moving. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize if the audio quality has decreased. I'm just in a different position that I was earlier because the fan keeps blowing into my mic. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you can hear it in the background right now, more than you could, but whatever. Let's get on to the other part of the video. Despite concerns from rivals such as PlayStation maker Sony, regulators over competition in the gaming industry, Mr. Spencer, chief executive of Microsoft Gaming, sought to reassure gamers. Whether you play on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, or mobile, you are welcome here, and will remain welcome even if Xbox isn't where you play your favorite franchises. Under the reworked deal, Microsoft has handed the rights to distribute Activision's games on consoles and PCs over the cloud to French video game publisher Ubisoft. So people saying that Xbox will make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive are stupid, right? Because not many people want to buy an Xbox. Let's just put it bluntly. So if Xbox were to make Call of Duty an Xbox exclusive, people just would probably find an alternative, right? And that would not be good for business, because instead of making double the revenue by now let's say this, right? Now someone who has a PlayStation or a PC goes out, buy an Xbox. Let's say an Xbox would cost them about $1,000, right? 1,000 US dollars, right? They buy the Xbox, they come back, they buy Call of Duty for like 60 or 100 bucks, right? Then Activision just made $1,100, and then so that's like a good amount of price, right? But then eventually people who don't want to buy the Xbox will either pirate or find some sort of way to circumvent all these kind of things. They'll probably find alternatives even, because let's just put it bluntly, not everyone wants to buy an Xbox. So they'll probably get like a few good amount of revenue in the beginning, right? When the new Call of Duty comes out, they might get a good amount of revenue. But then as the years go by, it will definitely decrease. So that is not good for long-term business, in my opinion. But if they were to keep it non-exclusive, where everyone could get where everyone, regardless of Xbox players or not, could own Call of Duty, then Call of Duty will continue to be the number one game every year that it comes out, despite being so mediocre. And Xbox will have a large take in that profit, because they decided not to make it an exclusive. But speaking of the quality of Call of Duty, I do believe that if Xbox were to play their cards right, and they would probably revitalize Activision, so that Call of Duty can actually become better again. Go back to the golden age, if you will. So yeah, I think it is in their best business interests to make Call of Duty the best game that they can. So yeah, I do think that might happen. On the topic of Microsoft handing the rights to distribute Activision's games over to Ubisoft, what I think that means is that the publishers for every Call of Duty game, right? So say for example, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, I think. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, or is it 4? I'm not sure. Whichever one comes out, right? That one comes out. Instead of it having published by Microsoft or published by Activision, what I think that means is that it will have published by Ubisoft, and you will probably also be able to get it in a Ubisoft store as well. So I'm not too sure on the legality and technical details of all of that stuff. So if you want to find out more on what all that means, I do encourage you to research that yourself. So yeah, let's move on to the other part of this video. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, and I am back. I did take a 3-hour break from recording the audio, but I'm back. So let's continue reading. But while a concession has been made, Microsoft will now control games such as Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush that will provide the firm with huge revenues. So so as I was saying, in the Ubisoft, when they said that they handed over the distribution rights to Ubisoft, what I think that means is that Ubisoft will be the publishers. Like how you have a book, right, where you have the author who writes the book, and then there's a company who publishes the book. So that's what I think will happen. But for the most part, Microsoft will be in control of the big decisions that goes on with Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and those other stuff. Now, also, just to clear up, what I think this means when they said they bought Activision Blizzard, what I think that means is that they control literally every game that has been made by those companies, like Overwatch, Crash Bandicoot, etc. Not just Call of Duty, World of Warcraft, and Candy Crush. But anyways, moving on, the CMA said the revised deal would preserve competitive prices in the gaming industry and provide more choice and better services. So yeah, that was as stated right there. As you can tell right there, that was one of their main concerns with Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard, because they didn't want Microsoft to basically have a monopoly over the entire gaming industry, basically putting more stress on the little guy in the gaming industry, because look at it this way, right? So you are a small gaming company trying to come up, you're making your console, and you're like, you need to ask Microsoft permission to like basically get Call of Duty on their games, which on your console, which if Microsoft wanted, they have three things that they can do. They can, one, just completely not say no to you and just not give you the game, which they would have complete control over who sells it. Or two, they would sell you certain rights to the game, and you'd have to give them a certain cut of every profit that you've made off of that game. Or three, they could just give you the game for free. What I think is gonna happen would most likely be the second option, but as I said, Ubisoft is the one publishing it. That's what I think. So maybe they won't do any of that. They'll just own the rights. They'll just own the complete rights to the game, but they wouldn't be able to form a monopoly over it. I'm not too versed in the legality aspect, so please, after this video, do your own research and fact check me in the comments to make sure that all the facts are right. So anyways, but despite approving the takeover, the watchdog criticized Microsoft's conduct over the near 2-year battle. So yeah, this battle for Call of Duty has been going on since 2021, I think, or 2020, I'm not too sure. Ladies and gentlemen, it's I, Procrastinator, here on a Tuesday morning, couple days after I've recorded the initial audio for the video. So there is a segment of the video that I've cut out. It talks about, it's regarding the thing that I just read with Watchdog, the complaints. It goes into, like, it talks about some investigation that they had. It briefly mentions it, and it talks about, I don't know, shady business practices or something like that. But because I'm not really knowledgeable on that matter of that part of the article, I decided to cut it from the video to avoid any misinformation regarding that stuff. So if you would like to find that for yourself, I do advise you to go do your own research and whatnot after the video is ended. So yeah, as stated, the video is in the front of the article is in the front of the video. So yeah, anyways, back to the video. So ladies and gentlemen, we just read the article, and I would like to say before I wrap this video up, because we're about to reach the end segment of the video and this is already long enough, I personally believe that we can already see Microsoft's influence on Activision already, even before they even acquired Activision, right? Because it was stated back in the day, not back in the day, I'm talking like it was a year ago or something, but a couple months ago, it was stated that Activision actually looked into the hacker problem that the older Call of Duty games have. Because if you're unaware, you cannot play the older Call of Duty games without meeting hackers or that stuff. It's griefed with hackers. Your IP address will get leaked. So yeah, Activision actually looked into that and tried their best to patch it, which I personally think had something to do with Microsoft acquiring their company. I don't know, maybe the investors over there was like, hey, this is bad for business and we need some public representation. So, maybe it was a PR stunt, because after that, nothing really ever happened to the Call of Duty. As a matter of fact, even now, right now, Modern Warfare 2, the latest Call of Duty, has a hacker problem. But yeah, and on some Microsoft news, just to refresh everyone's memory, who knows what Microsoft will do next, because a couple years ago in 2020, it was actually stated that Microsoft was planning to buy TikTok. I know, crazy, right? Like, that was actually crazy. I'm not sure what happened to that deal. I think that it just did not go through. So yeah, Microsoft's been on a spree of buying other companies lately. So who knows what they'll buy next? Maybe they'll, I don't know, buy YouTube. who knows? With that being said, it's time to wrap this video up because there is really nothing much to say after this. So, yeah, with that being said, like and subscribe and go shit yourself.